All over the world, we find cities carved into the earth, all of them with incredible similarities. The official theory claims that these cities were built by humans, as in the case of Cappadocia, but there is too much evidence to suggest that other beings were the true builders. Humans may have used them, taking advantage of the structures, but it is strange that anyone could have lived so deep underground. It is well established that human beings need sunlight to survive. Without the sun, we would be vulnerable to countless diseases, so we could not remain underground for long. Perhaps the following story gives us a clue about the beings that dwell in the depths and have existed for thousands of years. In Los Angeles, U.S. residents are unaware amid the hustle and bustle of modern life that they are living above a lost city of catacombs filled with treasures and records of a race of lizard people spoken of in Native American legends, particularly those of the Hopi. It sounds like a story straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. Secret caves, a lost civilization, and above all, an unimaginable treasure of gold all beneath Los Angeles. In the Los Angeles Times on January 29, 1934, an incredible story was published about G. Warren Schufelt, a mining engineer who had been informed of an underground city and its treasures by an old Native American sage. The newspaper headline read, "Lizard People as Catacomb City Found Engineer sinks shaft under Forkmore Hill and finds maze of tunnels, priceless treasures, and legendary inhabitants." The article stated, Los Angeles, California, 1934. Engineer G. Warren Schufelt and a team of assistants dig a 250-foot shaft in North Hill Street, convinced that these tests will lead to a network of underground galleries and chambers, forgotten long before the Indians inhabited California. These are believed to be the remains of an ancient city of the mythical lizard people. Equipped with an X-ray radio device he himself invented, Schufelt claimed he could detect and even capture images of what lay beneath tons of rock under Los Angeles. The project originally began as a gold prospecting mission in 1933. To his surprise, Schufelt discovered what appeared to be a network of hollow chambers beneath the city extending from the Public Library to Mount Washington and from the Southwest Museum to Pasadena. Without hesitation, he mapped the entire labyrinth of tunnels and chambers and registered it under his name with a copyright. As the excavation progressed, they found endless tunnels, non-human artifacts, statues, and jewelry, and 37 golden tablets with inscriptions in an undecipherable language. These tablets were allegedly destroyed to prevent them from reaching the public. A subsequent investigation led the engineer to study Native American legends related to the lost lizard people known by different names among various tribes. To some, they were called Boda, Leaf, Iago the reptile people, or serpent folk. It is unclear whether this was a totemic name or if they were literally non-human. The legend, as told to Schufelt by Chief Greenleaf of the Hopi in Arizona, described 3 major capitals along the Pacific coast, destroyed by a tongue of fire from the southwest that annihilated everything in its path. The Hopi pointed to the Winslow crater as a remnant of that catastrophe. The survivors rebuilt their city underground to avoid future destruction, using powerful chemicals to bore through the earth instead of chisels and hammers. This highly advanced civilization supposedly disappeared over time, poisoned by subterranean gases, but they left behind an enormous library of golden tablets, covered in inscriptions containing the total knowledge and history of their race, including the origins of humanity. Each golden tablet, measuring about 48 inches long and 14 inches wide, was engraved with symbols. Gold was the symbol of life to the legendary lizard people. One of the tablets reportedly depicted the history of the Maya through images, and another showed the origin of the human race. Schufelt told the newspaper about the 37 tablets he had found. Unfortunately, they disappeared. Storage rooms full of these golden books were what triggered the sensors in Schufeldt's machine, leading to the discovery of the underground structures. He also found that parts of the network were flooded, likely due to earthquakes and soil shifts that had occurred throughout the ages. By 1934, Schufeldt had secured all necessary permits to excavate the main shaft. According to some researchers, the city may have once housed around 1,000 families. They kept finding tunnel after tunnel, all constructed with unknown technology. A project made headlines at the time. But on March 5th, the shafts were abruptly sealed, and the contract with the city of Los Angeles was terminated. The topic was never mentioned again in the press, as if someone very powerful had silenced it. What did they find in those tunnels that forced them to cover it all up so quickly? What are they trying to hide? Could those beings still be living down there? But due to the development of federal, state, and county buildings, it was unlikely any future excavations would be permitted. It must have been something very important to halt such a massive project. After that, no official statement was ever made again, and several federal projects began to appear around City Hall. By 1947, a statement from the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce suggested it was indeed possible that such a labyrinth existed. How could such a discovery not be considered important? Why did Warren Schufeldt mysteriously vanish and was never mentioned again until his death in 1957? This is just one of many stories that have been kept from us. The media will continue to hide this kind of information. Schufeldt followed the instructions of the Hopi from Arizona. The Hopi predicted cataclysms and an ice age, and spoke of the Bhakti, those who fell from the sky similar to the Anunnaki in Sumerian civilization, the Chitauri in Africa, or the Jinn, or dragons in Asia. According to their legends, the Hopi once lived underground, where they were fed and clothed by ant people, possibly the extraterrestrials known today as the Greys. They refer to their ancestors as their snake brothers, and their most sacred underground ritual is the snake dance. They say that one day, under the guidance of their goddess, the Spider Woman, they rose to the surface and emerged through a cave they called the Sipapu. Once outside, a mockingbird arrived and confused their language, making different tribes speak different tongues, just like the biblical story of the Tower of Babel. The Hopi worshiped the feathered serpent god, Boanghanga. Native American culture is full of legends about serpent beings, including the Cherokee of North America, who also described reptilian entities. There are legends and texts from around the world dating back thousands of years that speak of reptilian gods living among humans. Back then, they did not hide, despite the fear and cruelty they inspired in people. Of all the mysteries in this fascinating story, the strangest elements are the sudden sealing of the tunnels, the disappearance of the golden tablets, the silence of the once enthusiastic engineer, and of course, the complete silence from the press. Today, rumors claim that certain demonic rituals are conducted by Masons in this tunnel network. It is believed that reptilian races live deep inside the earth, in catacombs, enormous caverns, and tunnels beneath the surface. There has clearly been a massive cover-up by authorities to hide the existence of these underground races and their dwellings. It is not surprising they would go to such lengths to prevent us from learning that there are cities within the Earth cities that once housed the beings we once called demons.